Keith Kalfas banging out a landscaping job here. Check this out. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge." Think about that. What's challenged you recently? What's happened or what hit the fan in your life to make you want to crumble and be like, dude, this isn't fair. This is not fair. This is bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Of course you do. I interview a lot of my successful clients. When I get cool with them, I start asking them questions. And every single one of them that lives in the big houses and drives the BMWs, when you get to talking to them, they're like, bro, I've lost 3 companies. I've been bankrupt. I've lost everything. You know, I'm not too many details, but you know what I'm saying? These are people who have been through hell and back, you know, most of the time, and they are warriors, and they're financial warriors, and these are people that, when they're down, they pull themselves up by the bootstraps, and they get going again. I'm listening to an amazing book called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy, the founder of Success Magazine, and he's saying something amazing in this book. You gotta check this book out. I'll put it on Facebook for you. He said, the average amount of people that show up at your funeral, that cry at your funeral, it doesn't matter how important you are or whatever, the average amount is only 10 people will cry at your funeral. And you know what determines how many people will show up to your burial? The weather. If it's cold and rainy, people will skip your burial and they'll go straight to the party. So next time you care about what people think about you, or you're wondering, what are they gonna think? How are they gonna judge me? Even the people in your own family. Think, is this person going to cry at my funeral? Before you care about what they think, say, are they gonna cry at my funeral? I don't think so, so I don't care what they think. Like, I don't care what you think, because you're probably not gonna cry when I die. It's deep stuff, man. Like, just, My boy Chris Taylor does real estate. Good friend of mine. Shout out Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor's the shit, man. I'm gonna get him on an interview sometime. Dude's a genius. He introduced me to audiobooks. I was this 17-year-old kid running around working at Home Depot at night after cutting grass all day. And he came up to me. He was really trying to get me inside of his pyramid scheme, and it worked. But it changed my life because he started giving me these audiobooks. He gave me a book called The Parable of the Pipeline by Burke Hedges. And he talks about carrying buckets in the book. Carrying buckets versus building pipelines of income. Phenomenal book. And he also gave me a tape called The Dash by Chris Brady. You check out the old Amway shit. Team Life. Amazing people. But anyways, too many shout outs. The dash is this parentheses before and after your life. Boom. Like, you're born and there's your tombstone. What are you going to do in that dash? What are you going to do in this time that has been given to you? What are you going to do? If you sulk and you cry and you have your head down and you oh, it's too hard, or too many people are doing it, or it's saturated, it's too saturated. There's no way, there's too much competition. What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? What else are you gonna do? You know that feeling, that limbo? The worst feeling a human being can go through is the feeling and experience of sitting on the fence in anything, in relationship. Am I in or am I out? The indecision will keep you in a codependent teeter-totter that is a purgatory of a nightmare in your living, waking existence because of fear. Screw that. Do it. Who cares? You know what the fear is? The fear of failure is really because you don't know about it, because you haven't done it, and no one is there to help you or tell you what is the next step. What is this going to look like? What if I try it and I lose everything? What if it doesn't work? What if I come home and I don't bring home the what if? I know what that feels like, but the only way to get on the stride and get going is just go make a mess, throw mud at the wall, see what sticks. And then there's another thing, is the inner sanctity of knowing that there's a part of you that never dies. There's an inner candle flame that never flickers no matter what. So it doesn't matter if you end up in a really, really, really bad place, you're going to be okay, because there's an inner part of you that never dies. So when, who is this guy? Dr. Viktor Frankl in the Nazi concentration camps wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. Amazing. And he said that they would beat him to within inches of his life and torture him and feed him broth with fish heads floating around in it for food. So they locked this guy up in concentration camps and they treated him like absolute shit, and he watched all his comrades die. And he's by himself, and he escaped, or he finally got away. He was there like 6 years or something. And he learned that in the midst of all the torture, the main reason you find why the other guys died and he didn't is because they gave up hope. They gave up hope, but he kept hope, and he found beauty in the most horrifying things. To go into a deep place inside of yourself of suspending your disbelief and selling your cleverness and purchasing bewilderment. That's what Rumi said. Sell your cleverness and purchase bewilderment. Go into a playful state and enjoy the day. Enjoy it. Find beauty in small things and allow yourself to be happy, to well up that feeling of inspiration once again, because you absolutely deserve it. And another thing is, I'm on a rant here, man. Brene Brown in The Power of Vulnerability did a study against 100 different people of all different socioeconomic statuses, characters, rich, poor, happy, healthy, sad, broke. And they found the number one thing that they could find, the lowest common denominator they could find, the difference between happy and broke and rich and poor people, was one thing. Wait for it, wait for it. An inner feeling of worthiness, that they felt they were worthy to be happy and worthy of success. They believed that they were worthy, and they believed it, and they felt deserving of it, so therefore it showed up more in their life. Because if you feel like a piece of shit and you feel like you're not worthy and you hate yourself, and I've been there, and you just feel like you're worthless. My grandma had a magnet on the fridge all growing up. I always read it when I was a little kid, to show some little kid this cartoon character. If you look back in the old newspapers, Calvin, you remember that? You older guys know that. And he said something like, "I know I'm worth something because God don't make no junk." That hit me as a little kid. I'm just like a 4-year-old little kid going outside picking raspberries off my grandma's raspberry bushes, eating spiders and shit. Grandma's beating the shit out of me because she's spraying tobacco juice on it so the bugs won't go, whatever. It was crazy. It was crazy. Swinging off the swings, doing backflips, falling on my head, crying. Start cutting grass, dude. Like 11 years old, pushing lawns. Get 20 bucks at 12 years old, dude. Go to the pizzeria, get some pizza and a Slurpee. Stick out like 16 bucks left, bro. It was amazing. Remember those days? You young guys, dude, eat it up. I'm so proud of you young guys. 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, starting your own lawn care business. It is the age of the entrepreneur, my friend. All right, I gotta get back to work. I gotta go. Thumbs up. Thanks for the love and support. Peace.